Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Twist, episode 254. It's June 29th, 2016. Come on, Goober. Come on. Evidently, no? Yes? Am I going to have a furry co-host today? Come on. Yes. Oh, yep. Phoebe wanted to say hi. Jealous. Hi. And I have Jealous and Jealouser is down on the floor. Oh, okay. I guess she's going to be in my lap. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so like I was saying, June 29th, 2016 is episode 254. I only have one thing on the needles that I've worked on this week to show you, and that is the Very Merry Unbirthday Birthday Socks for Sarah. I managed to finish the first one. I know, I didn't have a whole lot left. I had part of the toe. But the pattern is the Zigzagular Socks by Susie White. It's a free pattern available on Ravelry. The yarn is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock Lightweight. Let me get the tag out for you. And the colorway Mad as a March Hare. And I believe this was a club colorway a couple years ago when I was still in the club. And I managed to start the second sock. So I didn't just finish the first one, I beat second sock syndrome and cast on the second one. And I don't have much done, but this took the place, this was my nap time needlework. One day while the kids were napping was I cast on and got the ribbing done for the second sock. So I'm ready to start the right sock, because the one thing with the Zigzagulars, it's a mirrored pattern, so there is a right sock, there is a left sock. Are you going to get down? Either get down or quit whining. No, you can't go over there. There's too much stuff over there for you. That's just tough. You poor thing. So this is the left sock that I have finished, and the right sock is the one that I have just started, and that one will have the cable on the outside of the right foot. Okay, go on. Strange dog. Oh, I'm sorry, she's bumping the table the camera's on. There we go. So I'm knitting these up on with Socks That Rock Lightweight. I'm doing the 64 stitch size, which there are 3 different sizes. There's a 56, a 64, and a 72 stitch, so you can use different thicknesses, slightly different thicknesses of yarn, or base it on your personal gauge, what fits your foot best, because I know some people don't do a 64 stitch sock. I like to do the 64 stitch for the Socks That Rock Lightweight just because it's a thicker, cushier yarn. So that's what's left of the ball. I'm going to have plenty because Sarah's only like a size 7.5 or 8. I even broke out my sock blockers that we got at SSK 2013, 3 years ago, so that I could use them, because they're too small for my socks and hubby's socks, but they're the perfect size for socks for Sarah. So that's done. The first one is finished. Yay! These might actually get done into her by her birthday if I actually get going, get a wiggle on, and work on these rather than, you know, letting them sit in the bag on the back of the couch and going, oh, I should work on them. That's my downfall right now. So that's the only thing on the needles. I haven't done any more snowflakes. I haven't touched the sweater. Actually, I'm going to flip-flop things how I have them on my show notes. Let me grab some coffee while I'm at it, because I've only had 1 cup in today and I'm running low. Peach Apricot from San Marco today. The other thing that I worked on this week that I finished is my FO of the week. I have hubby's Manly Socks, so named for the colors, because they're guy colors. Really, I think green, blue, black, gray, it's colors that, it's okay. It's colors guys wear. So they're his Manly Socks. It's a 72 stitch vanilla sock, top down, with an afterthought heel. The heel is available via a free pattern on Knitty. I think I said last week it was Knitty 2013, 2012 or 2013. It was the spring-summer edition. The pattern, the sock pattern itself is called Crystal, C-R-Y-S-T-A-L, and the heel pattern is within that sock pattern that I use. It's a little bit deeper, like from here back, it's a deeper heel, which fits me and hubby a little bit better than a traditional afterthought heel. So I knit those up out of Osterman Steppe. Get that out for you. Osterman Steppe, which is a good German yarn along the lines of Regia or Opal. The colorway is 0024, which is a black, blue, and dark teal. And I knit up on a US 1, a 2.25 millimeter needle. And this is what I have left, this sad little thing, which might be enough to make Gabe some socks, but as fast as he's growing, I doubt it. So we'll see. Started them April 7th, finished them June 26th. They are washed, they are blocked, all the ends are woven in, so these are ready for him to wear. I just threw them on the sock blocker so you could see them a little bit better. So yay, those are done. One more thing finished. So on to pokey things. All of the cross stitch. Haven't had a whole lot of time because it's been beautiful outside. I've been out with the twins a couple days in the pool that we have set up in the backyard. So that's eaten into the crafting time a little bit as well. But I did manage to get some work done. So I think I got 2 days to work on the Once Upon a Time sampler, which is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm still working on October, which is Cinderella. Got a bit more done. I managed to finish the curtains and Cinderella herself minus her eyes, as well as the fairy godmother up here, except for her wings and her eyes. Otherwise, got that all done. Once fairy godmother's wings are done, I think there's just like little blue and white magic sparkles that kind of go around the coach, and then October will be put in up in this corner. And then that square will be done, and I'll move on to November. So that's coming along-ish when I get a chance. The other one, I actually sat down last night while hubby was playing Witcher 3, the Blood and Wine expansion. And we're into the main mission now, so we're slowly working our way through that. But while he was doing that, I pulled out. I didn't feel up to knitting after a full day of work. So this, A Very Merry Christmas Town, this is also by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was downstairs on the arm of the couch where it lives. And I managed to, I already had the green framework done down here because this whole bottom is going to be a border. And that was clue 4 of the original mystery stitch along. So I got Christmas, and then the upright of the T of town is going to go over here, but this is just the upright leg of the T for town. So I got that all done last night, and that, you might be able to tell, was in some of the Weeks Dye Works hand-dyed floss. So the color is a little bit varied, kind of like that green that does the border is as well. You can see that variation a little better in the toy shop door. There's a little dark spot toward the bottom, and in Santa's hat over here. Just because it's a denser cluster of stitches, so you can tell where the light and the darks vary through that. So yay for pulling out A Very Merry Christmas Town and stitching on it a little bit. So that's it for pokey things. That's all I've got going so far. And yeah, so we're already into Various and Sundry. Short show this week. Okay, so the way I managed to finish hubby's socks was, number one, knitting like crazy here at home. And last Saturday we took a little trip. Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. We took a little trip south to the northern fringes of Denver and went to Cabelas because hubby wanted to get some new boots for his elk hunting that's going to happen this fall. And we took the twins with us because what kid doesn't like to see all the animals that's in Cabelas? So for everyone who's not in the U.S., or at least not in the Midwest, I'm not sure how far Cabelas expands. I know it's in Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Colorado, obviously. I'm not sure how far it goes out, but it's basically a giant sporting goods store. And I'm not talking like basketball, baseball. I'm talking like hunting, fishing, camping. They have everything from hunting gear, like the clothing, to bows, to ammunition, to guns, to blinds to sit in while you're duck hunting, to, oh my gosh, what else? I actually saw something I wanted to get. It was a food, well, they had a giant food dehydrator that looked like it would be fun to play around with. But they also had like a food saver, which is, with my freezer cooking, I thought would be great because it's actually like a vacuum sealer for food, and you put the food in and it sucks all the air out, so you don't have to worry about freezer burn because everything's sealed, all the air is sealed out, and you just have flavor and food. They've got cast iron stuff. Anyway, tons of like camping, fishing, everything you could ever want that's outdoorsy is pretty much there. This is a Cabelas on the smaller side. I've been to larger Cabelas stores, but they always have a large display, usually in mountain form, of different animals. And if you go to some of the larger Cabelas, they have smaller vignettes around the store that might have animals from Africa or South America, I mean, different areas of the world. But the giant mountain in the center of the store is usually all animals that are native to North America. So there's grizzly bears, there's black bears, we saw pheasants, the deer, elk, everything. And there's a little touch screen at the front where you can pick the animal, and then it will play that animal's sound through speakers by that animal, which kind of freaked the kids out a little bit. And then they also had a giant fish tank full of rainbow trout, and I think there were salmon in there, which, again, larger Cabelas have almost more like an aquarium where there's multiple tanks that you can walk through a tunnel and look at all the freshwater fish. So we went to that one. The kids had fun, we had fun, went out to eat, and I got to knit a lot in the car, which I haven't done a whole lot of car knitting recently, so that was kind of fun to get to do too. So that's what we've been up to. Various and sundry. We're moving on to any questions. I'm only going to do one this week. So, because number one, we're kind of starting to run out of questions on the any questions thread, and two, I want to keep this show kind of shorter, because you guys, obviously, your time is important, my time is important, but I don't want to eat up a whole lot of your time. So, C Pure Grace 333 said, "Hi Karen, I'm a longtime viewer, but I'm sometimes shy about posting in the group. I'd love to hear about some cross-stitch things, such as," and she's got 3 questions. What do you like or dislike about the way your floss is stored? Do you prefer to get a kit? And do you know what pattern you might want to make after A Very Merry Christmas Town, since it's close to being finished now? Granted, she posted this 2 months ago, and really last night was the first time I'd stitched on it in about that 2 months. So, alright, C Pure Grace, we're going to try. Let's see. What do I like or dislike about the way my floss is stored? Okay, so the way I store my floss. Number one, I inherited this lovely, this is a 1970s tackle box, which is how my mom and my dad, because he used to cross stitch as well, I remember growing up and being the floss holder for him. Actually, we have pictures of me holding the floss as he was winding it probably onto some of these cardboard bobbins. So my mom gifted me with this. And I like this because it is double-sided, it flips open, and there's floss inside. I don't want to tip it. So that's one side, and then you can turn it over, open the other side, and there's room for more. So I don't even know if they make these anymore. But this, I like it, but I don't, just for the fact that, knowing me, I'll have one side unlatched and go to flip it over, and I'll send floss flying everywhere. I like that it has a handle to carry it up and down the stairs, but that was just, I didn't purchase it that way. It was inherited. So, like so much of my crafty stuff has been. The rest of it, I got, I think, this one and this one also from my mom. And then I believe these 3, I think it was these 3, came from a lovely viewer who she and her daughter had used to be into doing friendship bracelets, and they just stopped. So she gifted me all of their floss, which, again, I can't remember who you are, but thank you. So I've got rather a large supply of floss, and the thing I like about these, number one, I can kind of see through, but they're fairly lightweight. They hold, they're not gonna just, even upside down, they're not gonna pop open because there's not a whole lot of weight behind floss. And then I've got them all organized, and this is where my OCD comes in. My lower numbers are in the big tackle box, and then I've got these stacked and numbered so that I can go through and find a color that I need. Let's see, where was that one? Oh, I thought that was in here. Maybe I haven't reorganized these. I swear I had. Okay, so anyway, they're all, at least within their cases, they are all organized by what number. Let me find an easy one to get out of here. That one's easy. The number of the DMC floss is written on the corner of the bobbin. So I store all of my, I do like to store my floss on bobbins just for ease of organization. So those of you that don't know, the floss, let me get in here, comes in hanks, just like yarn does. Not quite as neatly done. So this is one that's been kind of scrabbled up and kept in the kit. It's an old DMC. It doesn't look very nice, so I mean, it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's probably tangled a little bit, but it's got these little sleeves on it, one of which identifies it as DMC at the top there, and the bottom one identifies what color number it is. So this is DMC number 905. However, if, let's see if I have a loose one in here. Of course I don't. And I don't want to take one off, but, well, here's a lovely skein of blue that I have no idea what color it is because the little paper tags have gone foop and popped off and they are nowhere to be found in here. So I'm at a loss of what this color is. It's very pretty, but no clue, no idea. So I don't like to store my stuff in hanks. I like to have it all together. Now granted, I think this is the one I ordered to do the autumn sampler that's similar to my winter sampler. Oh, yep, and see, one has already fallen off, and thank God it's one of the top colors because, yeah. So I've got that with the little receipt wrapped around it, so I have it all together. Otherwise, everything is just kind of, I don't know why those are there. Okay. Everything's just kind of loosely organized, especially in this big one. It's kind of more the catch-all. So let's see. What do I like or dislike? Well, I like that I can easily find what I want because I've got everything organized by number. So it's easy if you need color 342, 986, and 172. It's easy to go and grab those and find them rather than having just a jumble of loose thread everywhere. I wish I had some way that was a little less bulky than this, but I'm not sure what that would be. So for now, this works. It eats up half of one of the shelves in my bookcases that I store all of my fiber craft stash in. So yeah, next question. Do I prefer to get a kit? I will say with Very Merry Christmas Town, I did enjoy getting the kit. It was kind of nice to not have to go out separately shopping for the fabric and the thread and only be able to find like 5 colors of the thread and have to order the other 4 online. It was nice when the package came, everything was there. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery does great kits. They send you the thread, the fabric, the needles, the thread minder, which I've got downstairs. So it's just a card with holes punched in it that has the symbols for each of the colors next to it. So it makes it much, much easier. I don't have to go hunting in the pattern back and forth between the color guide and the actual pattern. So I will say I like it for that. At the same time, I don't care for it because, and this was my own fault, because I went through and actually cut my thread into lengths that I'll use rather than keeping it full length and just taking bits as I need it, which is what I do when I wind it onto bobbins. But that's my own fault. I know better for future. Yeah. So yes, the kits are nice, and just for the fact that I don't have to hunt things down or wait for things to come from multiple vendors if I want to start something right away. And do I know what pattern I might want to make after Very Merry Christmas Town is finished? I've purchased another sampler, which is going to be for Gabe's room, that is an alphabet, and next to every letter of the alphabet is a different superhero that starts with that letter. So A has a little Aquaman, I think B has Batman, I forget what C is. C is Captain America, I know I is Iron Man, I think T is Thor. I can't remember the rest of them, but the whole alphabet. So that's going to be my next big project, and I don't know if I'll get a smaller one going or not. We'll have to wait and see. So that's it for this week. Let me mark that question so I know that I've finished it. And I guess until next week, happy knitting.